Hey, everybody out there in internet land. I still have a lot of other projects I'm working on, but I picked this up recently. It is a 1961 Mark 500 Shopsmith that I picked up. They call this the Goldie version. Because of the colors, and it's going to need a lot of work, but you know, that's kind of the way I do things. I got it at a reasonable price. It was missing some parts. I do have the accessory tie down or thing that goes here, and over here I've got this, the emblem here, but I'm basically going to have to take it all apart. You can see it was sitting out in the rain a little bit. It's got quite a bit of rust, so I'm going to have to de-rust it. This was frozen in there. With the help of some PB Blaster, I was able to loosen that up and with a little bit of persuasion, get it removed. And I have over here, there's the label, and I'm drawing a blank on what they call this. I think it's the Accessory Tool Lock. I could be wrong. There is the fence, and I picked up this off of eBay. I got a bunch of other stuff coming in for it. Another one of these. I've got I've got the Arbors for the lathe. It did not have tailstock for here. I got that. Got a bunch of stuff coming in. So we're going to strip her down, clean up the aluminum, clean up the way tubes, take the headstock apart and redo that, check it out, redo that, repaint it, obviously. You can see down here. So apparently they used to make, the Shopsmith used to sell the paint for this. They don't anymore, so I'll probably have to go down to one of the auto supply stores and see if they can match the paint for me. So follow along as I mess around with this and get this back to working, and let's have some fun. Okay, we're back working on disassembling the Shopsmith Goldie. Before I pull the headstock off, I want to remove this blade. Seems to be pretty well, I think the Arbor's a little bit rusted onto the shaft. So first I'm going to remove the blade. It looks like it's a 5/8 inch Arbor. The regular Shopsmith blades are 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. So we'll start by doing that first. Okay, the wrenches on these, on the Arbor itself, is 7/8, and the nut is the 11/16. So let's see how well this goes. There we go. Okay, got that off. Okay, those of you that have been following some of my other stuff might remember I've got this tub of Rust 911 that I put the Continental engine block in to de-rust it. I took the parts from the the saw blade arbor, and I'm gonna drop it in here and see if it's any good yet. So we'll do that, and then I think I'm going to also do that with some of the smaller tubes. We'll see if it's any good yet. If not, I'll just have to go out and either order some more or get some simple green. Or not simple green, evaporust. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, 5/8 or 9/16 inch wrench. I'm going to take this off the accessory table and see if I can get these tubes out. I'll drop that in the evaporust also. Then I'm going to, right now in Nebraska in the middle of July, we're going to have about 100-degree weather today, and it'll be in excess of 100 heat index. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these into the house, my garage, and clean up the actual tables themselves in the air-conditioned garage. So let me unbolt these, and then we'll see how we come on the tubes. Okay, table came off fine. Bagged and tagged the bolts on it. So next I'm going to see if I can get, there's no set screws in this. And the only reason, obviously those aren't quite in there the same. But the only reason I'm going to try to take this bracket off is that's aluminum. And I'm not real sure what the evaporust / Rust 911 will do to that, so I'm not going to put the aluminum in there. So I'm going to go over to my vise and see if I can't gently persuade those to come out. All right, using an old 13/16 inch socket and an impact wrench extension, I was able to set it in the vise like that and gently persuade it out using the big hammer. Okay, you can see it's got surface rust in there, and you can also see there's quite a bit of rust on the inside. That's why I'm going to drop it in the solution to try to neutralize that rust on the inside. I'll end up having to polish this out, but I want to get that rust taken care of on the inside. So I will proceed to go ahead and remove the other tube and drop it in the solution. Okay, the other side, the other tube did not want to easily come out. And being that this is a cast aluminum machining, I believe, I didn't want to push that too hard and crack that. So I'm going to hit it with a little bit more PV blaster and let it sit and try it again. Just try to be patient and get it to come out without having to beat up on it too much and crack that casting. Okay. Next, I've got the saw table. We're going to go ahead and, ooh, that was loose. Remove the bracket for it. which is basically just taking these 4 9/16 bolts out. Interesting thing. It seems like when you go to lock it, it's hitting this bolt, the bolt holding it on over here. So I don't know. I'll have to investigate that. So for right now, those look like I've got a set pin in there right about there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get those out to soak them. So I will finish taking the table apart and then take the insert out of it. And the adjustment bolts here, and then I'll take that in and take the table into the house and start cleaning that up. These bolts are 1/2 inch. I don't know, I kind of wonder if some of these bolts haven't been replaced. So they look a little too clean. Of course, when I take these bolts off, I bag and tag them. No one didn't want to come loose. That wasn't too bad. Okay. We'll see how much the table insert screws tighten. And that's what I was afraid of. Ooh, that one came. Try this one more time this way. Hey, there we go. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Now, if you look on this, obviously you've got some dirt, but you can also see the corrosion. So we'll clean all that up. And I'm going to set this over here and go back and investigate how to get those out of there. So obviously I can't pound them out. Those slide off of there. So that slides off of there. So I set that aside for right now. Okay, now we can see if we can get that off there. And I would say the name of it, but it escapes me right now. It's almost like a plastic ring. I don't know. Exactly if that was original equipment or what. I'll find out. That's got some hardware. I'm going to have to take it apart and clean it up, polish it up, and then this will have to get repainted. So I'll go set that down over on the pallet. So the next item would be the weigh tubes. Now, before I do this, let's try to get that lock out of there. What the heck? It almost looks like instead of there's a roll pin in there. Holding the bracket on there. Anyway, this might be a little bit of work to try to do that without marking that up. We're going to give it a shot. Let's see. We're going to try to put a pair of channel locks on this and gently, oh, look at that. And get the knob off of it. Now I have soaked that in PV Blaster. See if I can go the other way with it a little bit. Pretty sure I'm going to strip that out. I wonder if I can get a couple nuts on there. Last thing I want to do is have to try to extract that. So I'm going to have to be very careful. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been very good at estimating nut and bolt sizes. My son Brad can take a look at it and figure it out just like that. Let's see if we can get another 9/16 and lock that baby down. Yeah, I'm not real sure where my 9/16 other set of wrenches are. So we'll use a 14mm method. And it's still turning. And it's still turning. Well, I think let's concentrate on getting that roll pin out of there. Now I gotta figure out how to get these out. Suppose I could use some heat on that, but I'd hate to heat it up so much that I crack that aluminum casting. Maybe it won't. Okay, what do I have for a needle nose plier to try to get that roll pin out? Well, try these, but I doubt these will work. I don't see any way. I just don't think we're getting along. I don't think that's supposed to be a roll pin. I think somebody was in a hurry. Just put a roll pin in there, and now it's up to me to get it out. So, bracket there, there's a bracket there that holds those base tubes in. I suppose, God, I hate to do that though. I could drill it out, which may end up being what I gotta do. Well, I think I will sit down and do a little research on this. See what I can come up with. Okay, for the life of me, I cannot get this roll pin out. I can't drill it out. Just will not drill. I have determined pretty much that's not the original shaft, I think. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to cut that shaft very carefully, I hope. Yeah, I should be able to get through that. Actually, I'll cut this side first. And then I'll finish taking it apart, and then I should be able to get that into the drill press and drill it out. So, wish me luck here. Because I'll show you here in a minute something stupid I did, which I said I wasn't going to do, but I did, and I shouldn't have. So, I'll be careful on this, or at least try to be. Not the prettiest, but it is off now. So, kind of boogered up those, this a little bit, but I can smooth it out. If I have to, add some JB weld to it. Now, this, like I said, roll pin that they put in must have went through all the way through there. So I finished taking this apart, mount it up in my drill press and see if I can drill through there and then get that out. That is definitely not, I don't believe that's, I'll do some more research, but I don't believe that's the original pin that goes in there. Now, the reason I say I'm not positive is when I look on Shopsmith's parts, under their base for the Mark V unit, they show a pin that goes in here, and then there's two clips that go in here to keep it from sliding out. But it says the 505 to the 7, it doesn't list the 500. So I'm going to have to find out. Maybe on the 500 it was like that. I don't know if it is or not. A new pin. Drill that out, get a new pin, but God, I can't believe that it would have been done that way. So now that I got this off, there are two screws. I gotta get this out now. But there are two set screws down there that hold those way tubes in. So let's see if I can drive this on out now. All right, I got the caster assemblies out of these legs. I didn't record it. There's basically just 4 bolts that you remove on each side. It's a little bit fiddly because they were square nuts and I couldn't, put a socket over them. So I ended up using 7/16 inch wrench and then a pair of pliers. So I set these aside and eventually tear those down and get them cleaned up and repainted. And now I can throw the leg panels, I guess you could call them, into the media blaster and get those repainted. Okay, here we are back at the house, and this is the saw table off of the Goldie Shopsmith Mark 500, and we are going to use some Brasso and a Scotch-Brite pad. See if we can bring the finish back on this. So I'm just going to sit here and put some, I'll probably take some paper towels, put them across my lap, and just start applying the Brasso and rub it in and see how we come out. Okay, here we are after, I don't know, 10-15 minutes of scrubbing the middle part. You can see it obviously it's taken a lot of the oxidation off. There is like I don't know what this is, but it's a raised spot. I'm going to have to file or sand that down. And then right here you see it's kind of like a sliver of the aluminums on there. It's not exactly what I'd call, it's better. It's not really shiny. You can see there's some scratches in it. So it's taken some abuse. After all, it was made in 1961. But it's an improvement. I'll keep working on it. I may try some Mother's mag polish on it. See if I can get it to shine a little bit better after I get done doing this. But I'll keep working on it, and we'll see what happens after we work on it for a while. Okay, after a little bit more, I've got this side of it done, and I cleaned out the T-slot. See if you can cleaned up pretty good. I'm still not completely satisfied with this, but it's getting better. And you can compare the slot with this side. You can see it did clean up. It just may be that's as good as I'm going to get, but I'll keep working on it. So one thing I didn't mention is because of the harshness of the Brasso, I am wearing black nitro gloves. So I'll keep working on it. Well, there we are after initial cleaning. I still wanted to go through and do a little bit more, and I still have to do the edges. But I think that's an improvement. And I still may hit it with some Mother's mag cleaner and see if that shines it up a little bit more. And then now the metal is now exposed. There's no I removed the anodization on it. So once I get it all cleaned up, finished cleaning it up, I've got to put some paste wax on it. And since Johnson's paste wax is no longer available, I'll be using Minwax. I guess that's a good substitute for it. That's what Shopsmith sells now, or sends with the new ones. So we'll do that once we're happy with how it's cleaned up. Now, I don't think I need to do anything with the bottom because I believe the anodization is probably still on there. So I haven't seen anybody like on the Shopsmith forums or on YouTube say anything about the bottoms. So I think we'll be okay there. But anyway, a little bit of elbow grease, and it definitely cleaned up better. There's this little bump here. I think I'm going to have to, oops, a little bump there that I'm going to need to either file off or do something. There's this here, but I think that's actually divots. Then you got a few scratches, but overall I think those are just scratches or wear. Maybe I'll run a straight edge over that, see how that ends up looking. But we'll keep working on it. Okay, after 20 to 30 minutes of light tapping each side, finally got the wade tubes out. I'm sitting in my garage with the air conditioning going, since it's 100 plus heat index today. But anyway, now I can put the base tubes in I can build my PVC tube and put the base tube and the wade tubes one at a time in the PVC tube, and pour in some Rust 911 in there and try to de-rust these and then start to polish them. So, boy, I tell you, these were stuck on there. You can see there's the line. They were stuck on there good. There's quite a bit of surface rust on that. So hopefully I can clean them up and our media blast that and clean these out so they slide in a lot better than they came out.